Hi, everyone, and thanks for tuning in on YouTube. I'm Emily Walker with the U.S. Embassy in Algiers. I work at the American Cultural Center Algiers, which is the kind of cultural center, library, meeting spot that is attached to the U.S. Embassy. We do lots of cool programming there, like talks that you're going to see today. In normal times, we do these talks in person, but due to coronavirus, we've moved them online here on YouTube. So thanks for tuning in. If you're located outside of Algiers, I also want to let you know that we have cultural centers located in Bashar, Oran, Wergela, and Constantine. And again, during normal times, I encourage you to go and check those out. There's DVDs, there's books, there's English language clubs, and there's talks like the one you're going to hear today. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to our guest speaker who is going to be talking about entrepreneurship. I'm very excited for this talk, and I think a lot of you guys are too. I know entrepreneurship is a hot topic in Algeria. So our guest of honor is Moussa Guettari. Moussa is a business professor at my Arabic is not so good, at Jalali Bounama University in Ain Delfla. He holds a PhD in business law and entrepreneurship from the University of Blida. He's worked for years to promote and teach entrepreneurship, both through his private career coaching center and through his volunteering in the ACCA, where he leads a regular training and mentoring program called Startup Now. He's a leader in the Algerian Economic Club. He has spearheaded an Algerian youth training camp for entrepreneurs. He owns the Algerian Coaching Center, a company through which he advises entrepreneurs on their business plans and provides linkages with investors. He's traveled throughout the Middle East to train more than 10,000 people to train others in entrepreneurship and project management. He's also involved in Algerian media. He owns a media company called IMAD, which recently produced an Arabic language sitcom called Giron Cool. You can find on YouTube, so you should check that out. So I'm going to kick this over to Moussa, who's going to tell us a little bit more about his background, and then he's going to give you his top tips for entrepreneurship. Moussa?
Hi, Emily. Hi, my audience. Thank you very much for having me for today. We are going to talk about entrepreneurship tips, especially for how to get a mindset of entrepreneurship. But before starting, let me tell you something about entrepreneurship, especially this word. It seems for the first time as a big word. So in this session or in this walk, we are going to simplify it as much as possible. So I've graduated from the Canadian University of Dubai, and I'm a PhD on entrepreneurship and business management. And also, I've been consulting and mentoring many startups here in Algeria and around the world. I've been experienced in more than 17 countries around the world. So for the entrepreneurship, as we said before that, we have to get the mentality and the mindset of entrepreneurs. It's not just to think about the word as a big word in here. So before starting to talk about what does it mean an entrepreneur and how to be really a successful entrepreneur, it's gonna be better to start talking about the differences between a businessman mentality or mindset and entrepreneur mindset. So business reach always and focus always in the income. So how much income I'm going to get this month, this week, this year, etc. But in the other side, entrepreneur focuses in how can I reach my goals and how can I develop my my project and my ideas. And in the same time, businessman directly find excuses, and for the entrepreneur always find the solutions for the problem. So always they deal with problems. So for that, when we deal with a problem, the business people or the businessman always think about the problem. I have to find some solutions, etc. But entrepreneur feel the excitement of challenge this problem. So entrepreneur person, they always think about problem as a new challenge that we can face it, and the new opportunities that we can learn from it, and also new situation that we have to live it and learn from it. So to be a successful entrepreneur, it's gonna be one of these tips that we have to follow them. First of all, we have to change our idea about money. What is money for us? Is it trash, as they said? Is it a bad thing to be rich? No, it's not at all. So to be rich is a good thing. To be rich is a good thing, as we always say, that because money isn't a bad thing, but it's a good thing. So we have to change our mind about money, because money is an idea, and we will be what we think about almost of time, because we can do what we want to do by money. Of course, we can invest. And also the main difference between a businessman and entrepreneur is how to deal with this money, because businessmen think directly about the income and how to save it, but entrepreneur think about how to invest this. And I've always said to my colleagues and my trainees and my students and my people around me is to divide their incomes always into three parts. Part number one for personal staffs, and food, the transports, etc., and how to live our lives. And the second part, or the second third, is to spend it in self-development, for example, to attend some conferences, to attend also, to participate in some workshops, etc., to develop our skills, especially for entrepreneurial. And also the third one is to invest it. And also people around us always, they think that there aren't opportunities for us. No, life is full of opportunities. Just try to get yours. And here I have to talk about the main four opportunities mindset. So how do we deal with opportunities in life? So the first person is always the first kind, or the first type, is always think that it depends on my mood. If I like that person, I can go to this, or I can get this opportunity. If not, I'm not going to get this opportunity. The second one is who take or get all the opportunities around them. The third type is who gonna reach and search for every single opportunity on internet, on and live in other cities, in other countries, etc. And the fourth one, and this is the mindset of entrepreneur, is the person who really create opportunities for him and for others. And also, how to be really a good entrepreneur or successful entrepreneur, we have to focus on creativity. And here I have to talk about many important things, because creativity is one of the important dimensions of entrepreneurial mentality. So creativity doesn't mean that you create something from none. No, because when you are talking about creativity, you can create a new product, you can create a new way of management, you can create a new, for example, new raw material, and also you can create a new target, a new market, you can create your own market. So always try to think out of the box. So this is one of the main important tips that we can talk about it to be really a successful entrepreneur. And also, after getting opportunities, after being some creative, what we should do exactly, we should keep going to develop ourselves, because as we said, always, if you don't grow, you die.
Sorry to interrupt. You have a ton of good ideas that are coming at us. I'm writing them down. But I'm wondering if we could just take a little bit of step back and start sort of at the beginning. If somebody has a business idea in Algeria that they think is great, what are their first steps to turning it into a viable business? And then maybe we can get into, once you have a business, some tips. But just at the beginning, how does somebody in Algeria start with a great idea? How do they start as an entrepreneur?
Good. So when we know what are the main dimensions of entrepreneurship, as we said before, that to create richness, to get opportunities, and to uh, reach the creativity and develop our skills. So the first step to be a successful entrepreneur is to pitch your idea. So try to let your idea speaks about you. It's not just to let people ask you about your idea, because no one is going to help you without saying or without expressing or without showing your idea. So the first thing is to pitch your idea. So how to pitch your idea? Start talking about some problem and how to solve it. So this is the entrepreneurship mindset. And don't be hurried to be successful, please. So this is the second step that we have to. The first step to be a successful entrepreneur is to pitch your idea and speak about it to people around you, because you are going to find someone can help you buy advice, buy money, and you can find also a partner also. And as I said before, don't be hurried to be a successful entrepreneur. As we say always, if you don't grow, you die. But in the same time, we have to walk slow to be sure and to be really successful. As the proverb said, I'm walking slow, but not back. And also,
I ask you, Moussa, how do you know when your idea is ready? How do you know when your idea is good enough and established enough to start pitching it as a business?
Yeah, this is why we always said that we have to find a good mentor. This is the power of having a good mentor. Okay, so don't say that I'm the only one that I have this idea in the world. No, because world isn't Algeria, isn't Indifla, isn't Algiers, isn't Africa, isn't USA, but we have the whole world. So we have to check other ideas around us and try always to learn more and more and more. And we always said that when you learn from your idea, you are going to have new things that you can add it as a value. So try always to add a value to your project. So here we have to talk about something very, very important. Don't make some big expectations and you are going to be really disappointed when you don't reach your goals. That I always say that try to use the baby steps. Okay, try to start step by step. If I have just a capital, for example, of 1 million dinar, for example, don't think about project of 10 million dinars. No, don't borrow money from the others. No, try to start by a business of 1 million dinars. That's all. It's not necessary. And try to find a partner for you to be your advisor and also to be your partner in the same time. As always said, that this is called the cake theory. So how can we eat a cake? We have to cut it or to put it like small pieces or small parts to eat it. So this is how entrepreneurship works. And also, as I said before, try always to practice what you have learned. Try always to practice what you have learned. There is a proverb, and a very, very good proverb, and I really like it, and I always apply it in my life. So I said that learn less more, not more less. What does it mean? So try to learn less and practice more, not learn a lot of things and you practice only less or no thing. So for that, don't think about to be really a perfect from the first time. Always try to use the baby steps, okay? Step by step, step by step. And sometimes you're gonna fall, it's not a problem. Try always to rise. This is how to create your confidence. And always people around me, I said that, okay, so how can I be really confident? How to create my confidence, etc. And I always said that it doesn't depend to close your eyes and just do some meditations. No, and think about that life is good and think yourself in on beach and sunbathing. No, it's not like that. Try always to valorize your achievements. When you say hi to people, when you say salam to the others, when you can communicate with others, is achievement. When you get a degree at university, is an achievement. When you find a partner and when you can express yourself and your ideas, especially in business, it is an achievement. So as I always said, that life doesn't count by number of years, but by your achievements. So as I said before, that don't.
I know you've trained, sorry to interrupt, you've trained tens of thousands of people into how to be in entrepreneurship and how to come up with projects. Could you share an example of a project that was launched in Algeria that maybe the person did what you just said and kind of started small and then slowly built their idea? Do you have an example of a project that has been started, an entrepreneurship project in Algeria?
Yeah, okay. One of the projects I really love them. So is Khutwa Center in Ain Difla, and we have other center in of training in Saida, especially Saida. Why? Because the person, Mr. Abdelkader Qadoos, started to have his own business as a small training center, but right now he has 2 centers, and he created the 2 other projects, like projects of fashion, especially nowadays during the coronavirus. And this is what I've always said, that always there is opportunity to get. So opportunities wait you, it's not the reverse. Okay, and always I advise my trainees to act as if. Act as if. What does it mean? If you want to be really a good and successful entrepreneur, try always to act as you are an entrepreneur. It's not just keep it like a dream. No, try to act for it and try to take the action. Yeah.
Okay, thanks for sharing that example of someone you trained in a business that they started. I'd like to hear more about this fashion company. We have a couple people just want to know. I want to get back into the how-tos, but a couple people are asking about the entrepreneurship environment in Algeria. Almorani Amin commented that you have to be twice as creative, efficient, and independent in Algeria if you're going to start a company. And Abdul Qadir Ukala just commented, he asked you, do you think the Algerian business environment is ready to receive new ideas of investment? So if you could talk about some of the specifics of investing and starting a new business in Algeria.
Yeah, this is what I really expected before. A question like that. Can I be successful entrepreneur in Algerian environment, the Algerian economy? We can try always to find what it's not, but we don't think about what we can do. I have to develop my skills first and share my or express my ideas and pitch my idea about the project to find a partner. When I find a partner, I have to keep going to reach my goal and to realize my project. So especially when we are talking about the Algerian environment, I can tell you my own story. In 2009, I was in Dubai, and I graduated from Khan University of Dubai, and I back to Algeria to start my own businesses here and to develop them. All people around me said that you are crazy. Why are you coming here? And why are you coming back to create what here? There is nothing can you do here. No, never said that. Because always, even if we are in the quarantine of coronavirus, you know that my productivity is increased during the coronavirus by 5 times. So even if we are talking about Algerian environment, you can create your own business and stuff. But please, what I advise them to focus on what we can do. It's not what we want to do. This is how to make, how can I say it? How can we manage this this problem, and how to solve really this problem to start from zero experience to get your own business. So try always to analyze your environment. What do you have as strengths, what do you have as weaknesses, and what are the opportunities around you, and what are the main challenges and threats around you. So this is what we call it SWOT analysis. So always try to do the SWOT analysis and think about what you can do. No, it's not what you want to do.
Thank you for that SWOT analysis.
Welcome.
Okay, we just got a comment from Culture Medical Podcasts, who says, I totally agree. The main key to success is perseverance and taking opportunities at the right time. So I appreciate all your talk about, having a positive attitude and the mindset. But I am curious, to register a new business, for instance, in Algeria, or to get investment in your new business in Algeria, are there barriers there? Do you have any tips for overcoming those barriers and the actual logistics of maybe registering a company and doing that paperwork?
Okay, if I really understand your question, they ask about how to get really opportunities and how to deal with them, and especially when we have some obstacles here in the Algerian environment. So I always say that successful people always find a way to win, and unsuccessful people always try to find excuses and a claim about the environment. Really, if you don't find the right environment, try to create it. This is what I always said that. Yeah, for that, when I was talking about the opportunities and how to get them, I said that the important thing is to create your opportunity. It's not just to wait and wait for a good opportunity for you. No, try to create your opportunity and try to create your environment. Don't wait for the others to help you, because no one is going to help you without benefit. So try to create your own business, try to create your own opportunity and your own environment, and try to help others, not waiting for others to help you.
Okay, thank you for that. So you mentioned earlier that a good way to pitch your business idea or to explain to other people the concept of your business is to state a problem and then to state how your venture is solving that problem. Could you get into a little more detail on how, say, once a person is starting a business, it's new, maybe it's a new startup, how they promote and market that startup and other ways that they should try to get recognition for their new business?
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. So if we are taking now the situation of coronavirus, and we are in the lockdown for more than 4 months. So always people, especially for the employees, said that, oh my God, how life is going to be, and how can I solve this problem, etc. But other people start their own businesses. As I said before, that try always to have your income to divide it into 3 parts. The third part is to invest it in some startups and some investment. And I said before also that when we think about a problem and try to solve it, always try to solve it as how much I'm going to earn and how much time I'm going to spend. So this is how to think about it. So to start a good, successful startups, try always to think about these 2 factors. The first one is to how much money I'm going to spend and how much time I'm going to deal with. Yeah.
Okay, and what do you do in your businesses, for instance? How do you keep track of how much money you're going to spend and how much time you're going to deal? Do you Do you have an accountant? Do you have a system where you keep track of this yourself, an online system, or what are some concrete tips for that?
Yeah, yeah, of course, I have an accountant, and also in the same time, I always focus on the skills of management, and time always for me is the first priority. So time is money, as we always said. When you waste time, you aren't going to be really a successful entrepreneur. And this is why I always say that we have to create our self-discipline. And self-discipline, when we are talking about discipline, it doesn't mean that we have to be really strict. No, I always have fun and always laugh, and I always spend my time out and always visit other cities, other countries, and always meeting people around me. But in the same time, I always learn from everything around me. Even children, having kids, men, women, employees, investors, etc. So this is very, very important to spend our time to learn things. It doesn't mean that I have to read books. No, I'm not saying that. I always say that try to learn less, more, not more, less.
Always be learning. We recently had a talk a few weeks ago.
And try always to be, listen to me, Emily, and our audience here. Please, when you want to do something, it's not necessary to create your own business. Anything in life, try to create your excitement. Don't wait others to motivate you. This is very, very important, because you will be what you think about. If I'm really confused of doing something, or I fell in debt, so you aren't going to create, you aren't going to reach anything. You aren't going to realize your dreams. But try to create your excitement by motivate yourself, and try to valorize, as I said before, try always to valorize your achievements. And I said before, when I, for example, speak to the others, it's an achievement for me. When I get a degree, it's an achievement. When I participate in workshops, in some talks, debates, etc., it's a motivation for me, and it's a new achievement for me.
Okay, so I'm hearing you say always be learning and always keep the passion, have passion for what you're doing, which leads me into this question by Butterfly Girl asks on YouTube, is doing something you're not passionate about a good idea? So I would also rephrase that, should you let your passion guide your business idea? Say if you love podcasts, should you start a podcast and try to make money off of that? Or does it not matter that you're passionate about it if you just see a problem that exists and want to make a solution? So how important do you think it is to be passionate about your business idea?
Yeah, here we have to combine between two main things, passion and planification. So if you just follow your passion, it means you are going to reach your dreams, but no, you are going to reach your achievements. So here we have to distinguish between dreams and achievements. Dream is just a dream, just to have the excitement and be really, how can I say, be really excited for that. But to get that feeling of a good feeling that I really love what I do. But when you reach your goals as really achievements, so you aren't going just to dream, but you are going to reach really true achievements.
Okay, so should your idea be something you're passionate about then?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Chauki Labik asks about investing. They want to know, what is an effective plan to invest with a small amount of money? So maybe you could talk about growing your business a little in investments in the early stages of starting a business.
Yeah, okay, I like this question, by the way, and the other questions, of course. And I'm going to ask myself also another question to add it to this question is, can I start a business with zero dinner or zero money? Yes, we can start that. We can start. You know why? Because richness your idea can create your richness, but the reverse not. So if I gonna give you money, and this is what some people do, they gave them some money to start their business, but because they don't need to develop their skills, they are going to be failures. So this is very, very important for us. Try always to find a good mentor. This is why we call it power of having a good mentor. It's not just to think about your project alone. No, never, 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 because we are all sociable and we have to follow others and take after other people who really can advise us. This is the first thing. The second thing is to think about money as a tool of investment. It's not just everything that I'm going to expense. No, I have to control my expenses to develop my small business to be really medium business, or to get as big businesses. Yeah.
So for that person who asked how they can invest, you gave some good tips to think about investing.
Yeah.
Really, what can they do maybe to find other people to invest in their company if they want to grow? I know money is not the most important thing, but I mean, it is important to start a business.
Yeah, of course. It's very, very important. Yeah, but it's not everything, by the way.
I know. And I don't know if, there's the perception.
For that I said before, sorry. Yeah, for that I said before that try always to use the baby steps. If I don't have a lot of money, it's not necessary to think about I don't know, to create a very big business like Microsoft, like Google. It's not necessary to start by that, but I have to know what I can do to do what I want. It's not to know what I want to do and I search for tools to do that. No, we have always to focus on our achievements. It's not to our dreams, please.
Okay, we just got a question in from It's Dova, who wants to know where should we invest our money? These are two questions, really. I think you just answered that one, really. How can we tell if their startup idea has a good chance of success? I think you mentioned the SWOT technique earlier. Is that a technique for seeing if your business idea has a place?
Yeah, the magical secret for me to be a really successful entrepreneur and to start any business or startup is to focus on this magical secret, which is SWOT analysis. I have to analyze my environment, myself. I have to know my weaknesses, my strengths, my opportunities, and how obstacles or threats or challenges that I have. This is what I can do, and I have to valorize my my strengths and my opportunities and make a good network.
And what about trying to figure out if your business idea has a place here, say, for instance, in Algeria? Yep. Are there some tools available to tell, like, for instance, a person's probably not going to start a ski resort or something in Algeria, at least not in the desert? Like, what do you do to see if your idea is marketable in the country, is culturally appropriate, and has some chance of success?
Okay, so for that, when we are talking about marketing, so we have to know our market first. So who are my clients? Who is my teamwork? What are the capacities and the skills, what they can do exactly? And I have to analyze my market, the whole market. So it means who promote my product. So this is very, very important. It's necessary to know our market while we are going to, because most of people that really want to be failures. So is the person who think about the global first. So for that, I always advise people around me try always to act locally and think globally. It's not the reverse. It's not the reverse, because the main problem of us is that, oh my God, I'm going to create an international project, international center. It's not necessary to start by from the international. No, try always to act locally and think globally. Okay.
So if you're living in Algeria, it sounds like your advice is to think smaller, maybe not the whole country of Algeria, possibly in your community, what is needed, and then you can grow that later. Oh, you may be frozen, Moussa. Can you hear me okay? You might have a technical issue here. Can you hear me okay? Okay. So we just had a question come in from kind of to what you were speaking about, how think of a local idea. This question came in from Antar Cheba, who asks, is it important to move to Silicon Valley to start a tech startup?
I like this question, by the way. It's not necessary to go to the Silicon Valley to start your startups. You can start from here, from Algeria, because if you can't really succeed here in Algeria, you aren't going to be successful outside. This is what I really discovered, because I visited more than 17 countries, and I have other investments in other countries, but till now, the very important for me is to make my base here in Algeria. And this is very important also, is to work for the diversity of the income. So try always to variety your incomes. It's not just to count on your salary or your small businesses. Try always to invest in the art. And I always said that please don't think about global first, but try to act locally, then think globally.
So you not only are a business professor, you train people in project management and entrepreneurship, you also are a producer of a television show. So I see that you are doing lots of different things. You're investing in lots of different things.
Yeah, it's a good experience, by the way.
I would like to hear a little, I think everybody would like to hear a little bit more about your TV production hat. Could you tell us about being a TV producer and what that's like in Algeria?
Yeah, okay. So it's not easy, by the way. It's not easy at all to be really a TV producer here in Algeria, because you are going to spend a lot of money, and in the same time, you are going to wait for a long time, for example, to achieve your goals and your achievement. But what I really advise people, especially who want really to create some business, especially in the media, to start now, especially nowadays, because we have social media, we have internet, we have YouTube channels, we have Facebook pages, we have Instagram, etc. So always try to find what are your talents. For example, if I'm talking about the TV production, what I have, what I can do, for example, I can manage my team, and I can be the director of the production. So this is what I did in Jiran Cool sitcom. I wasn't the director, so I just was the producer. Okay, so and we have actors and actresses, of course, and technicians, of course. And nowadays I have another project in media, which is a YouTube channel and a new TV program, which is Ala Basira and the Right Path. So where we talk about many topics and we analyze them to give some, or to provide some suggestions for the others to keep going to reach their goals. And I'm one of the presenter, because I'm in partnership with Mr. Toufiq Makrawi to work for this program. So I always focus on what I can do. It's not what I want to do.
What do you mean what you can do? Does that mean looking at where your talents lie and knowing, for instance, that you're not going to be an actor on the show? Maybe you'll just be a producer and you'll be involved in some other ways. Maybe you could expand on that a little, because I think that's a good lesson. How does somebody know where their talents lie and how they should be using them?
Yeah, always back to my first advice, the power of having a good mentor. So we always have to attend some workshops, and always to also participate in some open discussion groups to show or to express our talented and also our talent, sorry, and also to analyze our environment. I always say that. So how to know what are my talents is to think about my career, especially for the academic career. Then I have to how can I say it? To join some groups, especially on the internet, or to search for small business, especially if you are from 20 to 30. Try always to follow someone who can guide you to the right way and to find your way, of course.
Good advice. So find a mentor and join groups of like-minded people, clubs, those kind of things. You've mentioned mentors a few times. I'm curious, do you have a mentor? Did you have a mentor? And could you tell us about that person?
Yeah, I have. I have two of them. Here in Algeria, I have the Dr. Abdelkader Samari, which was an ex-minister of economy and small businesses before. And also I have one in Dubai, which is Mr. No, it's not in Dubai, in Jordan, which is Mr. Thabit Hijazi. He's a good in marketing, by the way.
And how have they helped you? Have they helped you?
And I started to follow.
Sorry, I was asking, how have they helped you specifically?
Yeah, and I started to follow. Okay, first of all, when I have some, it's no problem, but when I have some obstacles, for example, and ask him, according to your experience, how can you solve this situation if you are in? So he can say, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that, because he's going to speak without pressure, of course, because he isn't in the right situation. So he's gonna be really think freely. So this is what I can't really do when I am working under pressure. So this is very, very important. And also, if I need, for example, to learn more about marketing, for example, I can follow Mr. Thabit Hijazi in Jordan and ask him about some new strategies. And also I started last 3 years following Dan Lok in Canada. Is really, really good person. He's talking about entrepreneurship and about many other things, especially for the startups and business. And I recommend our audience here to follow someone like that.
Great, thank you. So find mentors, find people you admire. You can
and always they ask me about to find a mentor, a good mentor. Is it necessary to know him or her and talk directly? It's not necessary, by the way. I always say that it's not necessary, because sometimes when we are talking about someone from Canada, from USA or from Germany, for example, said, oh my God, I don't have money to go there, and it's difficult for me to get a visa to go to the US or Canada or Germany. So how can I do that? No, you can follow him or her on the internet. It's available nowadays, and it's permit for everyone to follow them, and also try to read some articles about them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I think I was on mute. We'll just do one more question from YouTube and then wrap up here. A question from Jihad Masoudi. How can I evaluate and manage the appropriate time for each project step? What if I just waste my time in the planning step? So I guess the question is, how How much planning should you do before starting your business?
How much plans? You said that?
How
Okay,
much?
only two. Only two. Plan A and plan B, if there is problem, of course.
Okay, got that. That's how much planning you should do. Plan A, then plan B. So I'm
Yeah.
hearing come up with a plan and then come up with a backup.
Plan B, what we mean by plan B is to manage the risks. Okay, so you have first to expect how much risk that you are going to have in your path to reach your goals and to create your own business, and try to find the solution before it. So when it's come directly, so you can solve it easily.
Okay, well, I think that's about all the time we have, but I'd love to finish with you kind of wrapping up your best 3 tips for thinking like an entrepreneur. 1, 2, 3. Your best 3 tips for
Okay, fine.
business.
Yeah, find your opportunity. If you don't grow your thyself, try to develop your skills and also try to learn from everything around you.
Okay, find your opportunity, develop your skills, and always be learning. Never stop learning. Okay, thank you so much. That was great advice for how to have that entrepreneur mindset. I hope that some of our YouTube viewers found some inspiration in that. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. We do these talks just about every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Next week, we're going to have an Algerian doctor on who will be discussing coronavirus in Algeria. So I hope you guys tune in for that, and you can see everything we have coming up if you subscribe to our YouTube channel. So thank you so much, Moussa, for your time and your insights. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Emily, for having me. Thank you very much, our audience, and I'm always in your service. We are going, inshallah, to create a partnership with the ACC and US Embassy, some projects especially for the mentorship, and we are going to create an incubator, inshallah, next days after the coronavirus. So keep safe and keep smiling always and keep confident.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And you can stay here.